an airboat? Is that like
the big fan? Yeah,
okay.
Right on land and shit.
That's fucking dope.
There was a tourist place and we went for 7th grade.
Yeah.
And when they took us out, there was like 4 or 5 rows in it, in the boat. And when you sat in it, like everyone in it and shit, like I was on the very edge. And when I looked over, I was, what is that, like 3 inches?
Yeah.
3 inches was the water to the lip of the boat. Like I could just 3 inches, and I stuck my hand in the water. We're cruising through. They're like stopping it, like crocodiles sleeping on the side. Like,
and if you look to the left right here, you'll see a batch of crocodiles suntanning.
Huge. These things are huge, like minivans. And then
like minivans?
Yeah, dude, they're huge. These things are massive, dude. And then when they take us down like this like stretch where it's like overhang, like creepy, like hillbilly Mississippi swamp,
like in the swamp. Yeah, okay.
And we're going through, and they're like, and as you see these crocodiles coming up, they start swimming towards us, and because they know this motherfucker is gonna throw dog food to them, and he's throwing dog food to him, and they're like,
because they're used to it on the tour,
dude. Okay. These things like with ease could jump completely over the boat, let alone like jump up and bite my face. They're fucking swimming. I'm like freaking, like pushing myself away from the edge of it. I'm like, nope, turn it around, please. Scarred me, dude. I couldn't do that.
Jesus Christ. And you were in 7th grade? You got
7th grade.
See, that's why Florida is cool, because you get to do weird shit. Like when I was in 7th or 8th grade, we went to Washington, D.C., which was all right. We couldn't even go in the White House, though, because the fucking September 11th had just happened. And so they were like, nobody, not even little, I don't know. I guess they thought little kids were going to
blow you up,
blow shit up,
everything up. That's how they get you as kids. So
that trip was just a lot of, look, that's a building that we go into last year, but we can't this year. And maybe next year they can go into.
Damn, yeah, I came up here for like 2 years of high school. I wish I could have like came up here younger to go to school with some of my friends.
Okay,
here, but then at the same time, like Florida will take your fucking kid. Are you tired of your kid? Send them to Florida schools. They will take completely. They took us to after that, the same school, 8th grade, you go to Everglades. 8th grade, they take you to the fucking Keys.
The Keys?
Yeah. They took us to this crazy school that was like on the side of the ocean. Yeah, they had places you could sleep, like bunks and shit. And then during the day, they took you out. They took us in the fucking like 3 miles out into the Bermuda Triangle and took us to coral reefs. The first time I found a fucking, I'm so glad I get to say this to where everyone can. I found a boiled egg like 3 miles out in the ocean with my boy Ernest.
Dude, that makes sense because like I told you, we were like when I was in Florida, the thing for the tourists at the hotels was to like toss eggs to each other for a contest. So what you found was probably the contest egg, dude. We just brought this shit full circle.
It was so fucking, like I picked it up and like we were astonished, like, but we're all underwater, not saying anything, but like our eyes were like, what the fuck is this an egg? And then it was kind of cracked, so I rolled it a little in my hand and I saw it start to peel and I was like, this is hard-boiled egg. I just smashed it into my friend's fucking goggles and like hard-boiled egg went everywhere and we all went up and we're like, where the fuck did this come from?
Jesus.
What the but then they took us to 3 stops. One, we found a hard-boiled egg. The second one, we found a barracuda with its and like some kid jumped in the water because he thought he was he was like, I'm gonna be first one in. Jumps in, and then he fucking, as soon as he hit the water, he was right back out. He's just like, there's a goddamn barracuda down there, boys.
That's what he gets for being so gung-ho.
And then our fucking the boat attendant, he's like, yeah, don't touch it. You can get in there, go on, don't touch it though.
See, there's so much wildlife in Florida that would, I wouldn't say freak me out, but would weird me out. I mean, when we went, like my brother spent the whole time catching little lizards. They were fucking everywhere, like birds, like how birds are here. There were little lizards everywhere, and he would he has the eye for lizards, so he would literally be like, "There's one," and catch them and try to keep them in the van as long as he could before we got back to the hotel. My grandma threw a box of them.
They're everywhere. Yeah. The thing was down there, you could pick them up, like make them bite your ears and wear them like earrings.
It's like lizard jewelry.
Bite your nose.
See, that's fucking, dude, kids are weird.
Kids are weird down there.
When I was little, we would, we grew up on a little mini farm and shit, so there was a lot of lightning bugs, and I remember catching them and, like, smushing them on my face so that my face would glow like some weird fucking warrior. And now that I'm older, that's just horrifying to like imagine me like collecting like all of these lightning bugs and just smushing them like all their like glowing asses onto my face.
It's just guts.
Which really, like, isn't it the purpose of their glow is to like find mates? Yeah, so like here they are just trying to get their,
get their dick away.
Yeah, dude, they're just trying to get some, and I'm fucking smashing their ass on my face. There's so much wrong in it.
What kind of child was I?
But yeah, Florida is definitely somewhere that I don't know. I can't imagine myself living. I'm not a fan of the cold, but I definitely like it better than the heat, and that's like a wet heat down there. I can't imagine being moist all the damn time.
Super stick. It's down there. You would get such a break when it would start raining because how hot it was. And you heat it up. But like you'd be like, oh yeah, that rain feels. I used to skate and
because it is a warm rain.
It's sometimes it can be fucking like acid hot, like super hot
acid
rain.
Hot rain.
It's just ass rain.
Acid hot rain.
But right as soon as it's done raining, it's immediately like 50 times worse. It's hotter. It's stickier.
Yeah.
I can literally feel like the sweat hanging off the arms of my hair.
No, see, that would literally like that would make me I'm a vampire now. Like, I don't go out during the day, and I try to, like, stay in my little fucking room all the time. So I feel like I wouldn't exist. There would be no me.
Yeah. That's why they always say it's better to be able to put on clothes to be warm, because when it's hot, you can't.
Yeah, you can only get naked. You can't get into your bones. I mean, you could, but, like, you got a whole different set of problems there, homie.
It's so hot today in Florida that a man high on crystal meth and bath salts did not enjoy the fact that he could feel the heaviness of the hairs on his arm. Started to remove the skin from his arm with a knife. His neighbors called the police immediately, but then that's when he started to yell, "Personal space." No one will
Why is there always
understand.
on the news? Well, maybe not the real news. I don't know. The internet news. I always see like Florida man on top of a power line shitting on cars going by, high on PCP. What is up with people getting really high and climbing things and just shitting in Florida? Is that something that you've come across?
I just know that Florida brings it all, brings the hardest.
Okay.
If you're not trying to make headlines, you're not going to be living in Florida. You got to go to Florida to make the headlines.
So it's go big or go home in Florida.
That's so funny. Like, yes, 100% in Florida. I used to say that shit whenever I would skate. I'm like, down there, it's fucking go big or go home. Like, everybody's going hard as fuck. Every fucking skate park I would ever go to, there's handfuls of motherfuckers just going hard every single day.
See,
That's why my knees are the way they are, because I would try to fucking go hard and keep up, and now I'm fucking just 27 with like 80-year-old knees.
See, that like a lot of the traveling kids and like people like just exploring the country and stuff that I'd met that were from Florida, which there was a lot from Clearwater. I feel like if there was a traveling kid from Florida, I'd be like, well, where at? Clearwater. That's, I don't know, I've never been to Clearwater, but that I imagine it whenever someone says it. I imagine it as just like home bums and like dirty kids fucking everywhere asking for change and cigarettes. But no, a lot of them were some of the craziest, I guess, traveling kids I knew. Some of the ones with the most like ridiculous epic stories that you'd hear them and you're like, that's not true, but you could tell by like the look in their face, like, nah, they fucking live this shit. So like Florida has just always been to me somewhere that's wet and sticky and full of crazy people.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you're my first friend from Florida, to be honest. And like you're a pretty crazy person, so I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Thank you. I always sit there and think of like, maybe did I do enough crazy stuff growing up?
That's I feel like a lot of people like they wish they had done more crazy stuff, and I look at my 20s and it's like, Jesus, like I lived that, like that's something I lived. But I remember even in the midst of some of the craziest shit I've done or some of the most like intense moments, I just was like, I'm bored. And so like, but then I look back on it and I'm like, how could I be bored? Like, I've done some shit. I've seen some shit. Like, life definitely kicks you in the ass, and you can definitely kick back, you know.
That's fucking crazy. Living too long. I gotta take a...
What are you doing?
I gotta take a piss.
All right.
No, I'm sorry.
Are we taking a break, or do I have to just continuously talk? All right. Well, he is going to take a piss, so... I'm going to scroll through my Facebook here real quick, see if there's any cool newsy things. I don't know. I haven't seen anything in the news. Let's just Google news here. News topics of today.
School of Rock actor arrested 4 times in past 5 weeks for stealing guitars.
Oh, see, this is why we needed you. So which School of Rock actor was it? It wasn't Jack Black, obviously, right?
No, it was the kid who played guitar.
Oh, that makes sense. So did that, I wonder if that set him up for wanting all of these guitars.
I don't know. He's 27.
Damn, dude. So he's around your age. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Rob, the Dungeon Master.
The Dungeon Master.
He controls all and sees all.
So did you hear that, though?
No, I did not.
An actor from School of Rock, if I'm not mistaken, that's what he said, right? Yeah.
Selling, or what was he, selling stolen guitars or something?
Yeah.
Stolen guitars?
So, like, I would assume before that, like, the acting part of that he would have to at least know how to play guitar. So that means I feel like he probably did really good in that, was able to get guitars, and then tried to live off that success maybe. And from there I went, well, I can't afford anything because I've done that one movie.
God damn it. Those one-hit wonders.
Were they at least decent guitars? Do you know? Did you read the thing?
They good guitars.
See, it says he allegedly nabbed a blue Les Paul Epiphone Prophecy valued at $800. Black Fender Stratocaster worth $700, and a Gibson Les Paul Gold Top with a $1,900 price tag.
So he was just wanting a little bit of it all. He was taking, he wanted those names.
Looks like he was going in and testing guitars and then walking out without paying them and pawning them.
Oops. Like, oh, damn, dude.
This is that School of Rock money.
Jesus. Damn. So was he from Florida?
This did happen in Florida, yeah.
Are you still
fist pump super hard 2 times?
Oh my goodness, yes. My goodness!
Florida for the win.
Florida, man, that's some crazy.
You're gonna feel a whole different energy as soon as we go over that.
I'm down, dude. I've spent too much time. Like I was born and raised in Ohio, and then spent a lot of time traveling. Now I'm back in Ohio, and it's something. I feel like for the reasons that I hated it, I kind of like it now. Like I used to hate that it was just in the middle of nowhere, and it was kind of. We're doing our own thing. And then at the same time, now that I'm older, I kind of dig that. But it's definitely, I feel like it's behind in so many ways, in so many, like, I don't know, just in so many ways, musically, artistically, socially.
Yeah, I fucking love Ohio. It's hard for me to leave.
No, I feel it.
I love the music. I love the people about it, It's like a black hole. You always fucking get sucked back in here.
I don't know if this is still accurate, but it was like the state with the most people going to space from it.
What?
Well, yeah, it has Ohio has the most people like leaving the fucking planet,
which is leaving the ground, leaving the fucking planet.
It's just pretty interesting. I don't know.
They're fucking pioneers here.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a break from it, though. You need a
absolutely
fucking break. Anywhere, especially if you fucking born and raised, you need a break from it.
It's because it's closed off enough that you can really build up whatever your art form is or whatever your whatever is. But if you don't take those blindfolds off, you'll get stuck in that.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm focusing on this year. I want to go out and see music festivals and shows and shit like that. But I want to go further west. I haven't been out west since.
Yeah,
I used to live in Colorado, but being there, I lived in Colorado, but went from Florida down the whole south coast of the United States up into Colorado.
See, the end of the summer for me is mountains. I need to. Yeah. I've seen mountains. I've been through them, but I haven't actually experienced them. So Wyoming, dude, Wyoming is I think where I want to go, because Colorado is cool, but there's so many. I don't know. I'm not very a people person per se, and I feel like that'll be a lot for me after a few days. But I feel like Wyoming. It'll be quiet enough and still entertaining that I'll be able to experience the mountains ver's get lost and just getting high and legally. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go to Canada.
Yeah, Canada's cool. I've been to a couple places in Canada when I was in high school. It's just like a nicer America.
Last time I was out of country, it was like a cruise when I was, I think 15 years
What kind of
old.
cruise? Like a real cruise?
Yeah, like a Caribbean
Did it have a
cruise.
boat on the cruise? That shit
alright.
is crazy. Like I'm going swimming
It was scary
on something while I'm
at some
on water.
points. It was, yeah, no. I
That's
went
fucking
went
like
swimming